Jason from the Gaslight Baker Theater, and I know a bunch of us are stuck at home. We wanted to put out some content, so we have special permission from the author for me to read to you The Adventures of Hank the Cowdog by John R. Erickson. So I'm going to start reading with Hank the Cowdog, The Original Adventures of Hank the Cowdog. That's book 1 by John R. Erickson. Now you'll notice there's some stuff down in the description. There are some links you can go and get extra information about Hank for you or your kids, whoever's watching. And we're just going to try to have a good time and while away the hours while we're waiting for this coronavirus thing to end up. All right. The Original Adventures of Hank the Cowdog by John R. Erickson, Chapter 1, Bloody Murder. It's me again, Hank the Cowdog. I just got some terrible news. There's been a murder on the ranch. I know, I shouldn't blame myself. I mean, a dog is only a dog. He can't be everywhere at once, and when I took this job as head of ranch security, I knew that I was only flesh and blood. 4 legs, a tail, a couple of ears, a pretty nice kind of nose that the women really go for, and 2 bushels of hair, and another half bushel of Mexican sandburrs. You add all that up, you don't get Superman, just me. Good old easy-going Hank who works hard, tries to do his job, and gets very little cooperation from anyone else around here. I'm not complaining. I knew this wouldn't be an easy job. It took a special kind of dog, strong, fearless, dedicated, and above all, smart. Obviously, Drover didn't fit. The job fell on my shoulders. It was my destiny. I couldn't escape the broom of history that's just swept through and, anyway, I took the job. Head of ranch security. Gee, I was proud of that title. Just the sound of it made my tail wag. But now this, a murder right under my nose. I know I shouldn't blame myself, but I do. I got the report this morning around dawn. I'd been up most of the night patrolling the northern perimeter of ranch headquarters. I'd heard some coyotes yapping up there, and I went up to check it out. I told Drover where I was going, and he came up lame all of a sudden, said he needed to rest his right front leg. I went alone, didn't find anything. The coyotes stayed out in the pasture. I figured there were 2, maybe 3 of them. They yapped for a couple of hours, making fun of me, calling me ugly names, daring me to come out and fight. Well, you know me. I'm no dummy. Now, there's a thin line between heroism and stupidity, and I try to say on the south side of it. I didn't go out and fight, but I answered them bark for bark, yap for yap, name for name. The coyote hadn't been built who can out-yap Hank the Cowdog. A little before dawn, Loper, one of the cowboys on this outfit, stuck his head out the door and bellowed, "Shut up that yapping, you idiot!" I guess he thought there was only one coyote out there. They kept it up, and I gave it back to him. Next time Loper came to the door, he was armed. He fired a gun into the air and squalled something about how a man couldn't sleep around here with all the dang noise. Well, I agreed. Would you believe it? Them coyotes yipped louder than ever, and I had no choice but to give it back to him. Loper came back out on the porch and fired another shot. This one came so close to me that I heard the hum. Loper must have lost his bearings or something. So I barked louder than ever to give him my position and, to let him know that I was out there protecting the ranch. Well, the next bullet just darn near got me. I mean, I felt the wind of it as it went past. That was enough for me. I shut her down for the night. If Loper couldn't aim any better than that, he was liable to hurt somebody. Well, I laid low for a while, hiding in the shelter belt, until I was sure the artillery had gone back to bed. Then I went down for a roll in the sewer, cleaned up, washed myself real good, came out feeling refreshed. Ready to catch up on my sleep, trotted down to the gas tanks and found Drover curled up in my favorite spot. I growled him off my gunny sack. Beat it, son. Make way for the night patrol. Well, he didn't want to move, so I went to sterner measures. I put some fangs on him. Well, that moved him out. He didn't have no signs of lameness either. I have an idea that where Drover is lamest is between his ears. I did my usual bedtime ritual of walking in a tight circle around my bed, until I found exactly the spot I wanted, and then I flopped down. Oh, that felt good. I wiggled around and finally came up to rest with all four paws sticking up in the air. I closed my eyes. Oh, and had some wonderful twitching dreams about, well, I don't recall exactly the subject matter, but most likely they were about Beulah, the neighbor's collie. I dream about her a lot. What a woman. It makes my old heart pound just to think about her. Beautiful brown and white hair, big eyes, nose that tapers down to a point, well, not quite as good as mine, but so what? And nice ears that flap when she runs. Only trouble is, she's crazy about a spotted bird dog, without a doubt the ugliest, dumbest, worthlessest cur I ever met. Now, what could be uglier than a spotted, short-haired dog with a long, skinny tail? And what could be dumber or more worthless than a dog that goes around chasing birds? They call him Plato. I don't know why, except maybe his eyes look like plates half the time, empty plates. He don't know a cow from a sow. But do you think that makes him humble? No, sir. He thinks a bird chasing his hot stuff. What really hurts, though, is that Beulah seems to agree. Don't understand that woman, but I dream about her a lot. Anyway, where was I? Oh, under the gas tanks, catching up on my sleep. All at once, Drover was right there beside me, jumping up and down and giving off that high-pitched squeal of his that kind of bores into your eardrums. You can't ignore it when he does that. Well, when I throwed open one eye, I kept the other one shut so I could get some halfway sleep. Will you please shut up? Hank! Oh, Hanky, it's just terrible. You wouldn't believe. Hurry and wake up. I seen his tracks down on the creek. Get up before he escapes. I throwed open the other eye, pushed myself up, and went nose to nose with the noisemaker. Quit hopping around. Quit making all that racket. Hold still and state your business. Okay, Hank. All right, I'll try. He tried and was none too successful, but he did get the message across. Oh, Hank, there's been a killing right here on the ranch, and we slept through it. Huh? I was coming awake by then, and the word killing sent a jolt clean out to the end of my tail. Who's been killed? They hit the chicken house, Hank. I don't know how they got in, but they did. Busted in there and killed one of them big leghorn hens. Killed her dead, Hank. And oh, the blood. Well, that settled it. I had no choice but to get back on duty. A lot of dogs would have just turned over and gone back to sleep. But I take this stuff pretty serious. We trotted up to the chicken house. Drover kept jumping up and down and talking. I found some tracks down by the creek. I'm sure they belong to the killer, Hank. I'm sure that they do. Well, what kind of tracks? Coyote. We reached the chicken house, and sure enough, there was the hen lying on the ground, and she was still dead. I walked around the body, sniffing it good and checking the signs. I noticed the position of the body and memorized every detail. The hen was lying on her left side, pointing towards the northeast, with one foot out and the other one curled up under her wing. Her mouth was open, and it appeared to me that she had lost some tail feathers. I'm beginning to see the pattern. What? Tell me, Hank, who done it? Not yet. Where'd you see them tracks? There weren't any tracks around the corpse. Ground was too hard. Drover took off in a run, and I followed him down into the brush along the creek. He stopped and pointed at some fresh tracks in the mud. "There they are, Hanky, just where I found them. Are you proud of me?" I pushed him aside and studied the sign, looked it over real careful, sniffed it, gave it the full treatment, and then I raised up. "Okay, I got it now. It's all clear. Them's coon tracks, son, not coyote. I can tell from the scent. Coons must have attacked when I was out on patrol. They're sneaky. You gotta watch them every minute." Drover squinted at the tracks. "Are you sure those are coon tracks? They sure look like coyote to me. You don't go by the look, son. You go by the smell. And this nose of mine don't lie. If it says raccoon, you best believe there's a raccoon at the end of them tracks. And I'm fixing to clean house on him. Stay behind me and don't get hurt." I threaded my way through the creek willows, over the sand, through the water. I never lost the scent. In the heat of a chase, all my senses come alive and point like a blazing arrow towards the enemy. In a way, I felt sorry for the coon. Even though he'd committed a crime and become my mortal enemy, with me on his trail, that little guy just didn't have a chance. One of the disadvantages of being as big and deadly as I am is that you sometimes find yourself in sympathy with the other guy. But part of being head of ranch security is learning to ignore that kind of emotion. I mean, to hold down this job, you have to be cold and hard. Scent was getting stronger all the time, and it didn't smell exactly like any coon I'd come across before. All at once, I saw him. I stopped dead still, and Drover, the little dummy, ran right into me. I almost had a heart attack. I guess he thought I was a giant coon or something. It's hard to say what he thinks. The coon was hiding in some bushes about 5 feet in front of me. I could hear him chewing on something, and that smell was real strong now. What's that?" Drover whispered, sniffing the air. "Coon, what do you think?" I glanced back at him. He was shaking with fear. "You ready for some combat experience?" "Yes," he squeaked. "All right, here's the plan. I'll jump him and try to get him behind the neck. You come in the second wave and take what you can. Now, if you run away like you did last time, I'll sweep the corral with you and give you a whooping you won't forget." "All right, let's move out." I crouched down and I crept forward, every muscle in my highly conditioned body taut and ready for action. 5 feet, 4 feet, 3 feet, 2. I sprang through the air and right in the middle of the biggest porcupine I ever saw.